The modern man today is obsessed with the pursuit of something called freedom. In the Arabic language, hur, free, freedom, has two meanings. The first meaning is that you are free from physical bondage. You are not in physical captivity. And the second meaning, when someone is called hur, he or she are a person who is honored with noble characteristics. They have elevated themselves from the lowly characters. They have become men and women of courage, generosity, bravery, kindness. They have abandoned anything that is prohibited by Allah Azza wa Jal. And Islam aspires to achieve both interpretations of the word hur. Now the Qur'an endeavors to free humanity from the constraints of life. And this is mentioned all over the Qur'an. Insha'Allah ta'ala, I will mention few examples from the Qur'an. What does true freedom mean? And how does Islam came to free us? As we know, one of the greatest things that can control us and we can be easily enslaved to is our desires. Our desires. Islam came and mentioned in the Qur'an in many places how this dunya and everything in it is temporary joy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَزِينَتُهَا وَمَا عِندَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Whatever you have, anything that you have, anything that you are trying to acquire through haram means, all of that is temporary joy. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have is not only better, but is also everlasting. It's forever. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ended the ayah by striking word, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Don't you comprehend? Don't you reason? I own both. I'm telling you, this is not worth it. Don't follow your desire because I have something better for you. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. Whomsoever constantly think about the day he or she are going to meet Allah Azza wa Jal, and they stayed away from following their desire, Jannah is their final destination. أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it in the Qur'an twice, in the Jashiyah and in the Furqan. Have you seen the one who took his desire as his ilah, as his Lord? Whatever his desire, tell them to do, drink, party, commit this, commit that. Yalla, sami'na wa ata'na. This is the person who took his desire as his ilah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is criticizing them. So, first thing is Qur'an emphasizes on is to free us from following and being enslaved to our desires. The Qur'an wants us to control our desires, not the desires to control us. Second, the Qur'an came to free us from being blind followers, from following the latest trend, the latest fashion, the latest opinion that the government agreed on, all the people want, and gave us guidelines. The free believer is the one who worship Allah Azza wa Jal and follow His rulings, not the rulings of mankind. This is the true free person. When you hand your body and your mind to a lobby or to a thought other than Islam, then you are not free. You are enslaved to what they ever dictate you to do. Quran wants us to be independent believers, steered by the divine revelation, not the revelation of mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that the people who follow others, what do they do on the day of judgment? يَوْمَ تُقَلَّبُ وُجُوهُهُم فِي النَّارِ يَقُولُونَ يَا لَيْتَنَا أَطَعْنَا اللَّهَ وَأَطَعْنَا الرَّسُولَ. On the day when they are being roasted in the hellfire, what do the people say? Allah, Alim al-Ghayb, the one who knows the unseen, is telling us what these people would say. They would say, I wish I followed the true freedom. I wish I followed Allah and His Messenger. Third, the Qur'an came to free us from being enslaved to money. The Qur'an came to free us from being enslaved to wealth, and reminded us that our provision is not controlled by anyone or anything except Allah Azza wa Jal. The Qur'an told us that your rizq, your provision, whatever it is not controlled by anyone. وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Your rizq, your provision, whether it's children, whether it's wealth, whether it's business, whatever it is, any rizq that you have, it's in the sky, it's in the heaven. That means no one on earth can touch it. So you don't have to go seek haram businesses in order to make money, or anything in order to acquire haram provision. Your rizq is not guaranteed by that boss that prevented you and prohibited you to pray Jum'ah. The rizq is in the sama'. وَفِي السَّمَاءِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala freed us from obeying people and knowing that my provision is not stopped by a human being. What are the signs of a free man, of a free woman? What are the signs of a free person? Number one, the first sign, it's a person or a society that they do not have their mind or personality dictated by others. They know how to say no when everyone is saying yes. And even though the pressure is phenomenal, but they still say no because it's not pleasing to Allah Azza wa Jal. That person is free. And when they stay away from haram, it's not about just because they do not want to get sins. They stay away from haram because these sins are beneath them. How can I, as a believer, sell alcohol? How can I, as a believing woman, dress like this? How can I do this? How can I sign such a contract that's not pleasing to Allah? This is all beneath them. They cannot do it, not because just a sin and they will get it's haram and they will get some sins. No, because it's beneath them. They are much higher than that. Second, a free person will not let a fallout between him and another Muslim take so long. You had a problem with your cousin, with your Muslim brother. You had a problem with your ex-partner at work. You had a problem with your ex-spouse. You do not swear, Wallahi, I will not talk to him until they apologize first. A free person, these things are petty. They don't care about these things. There is something bigger. They are much honored than this. They don't care. They want to be the first to make peace. So my sister, do not deprive your ex-husband from visiting his kids just because what he did, what happened. Be the better person. This is what a free person would do. Third, they inspire a level of admiration. Their characteristics, their talk, their silence, their behavior is amazing. It attracts you. When you see them, you're blown away. It might cost them their life, and they won't waver from their principles. That's why everybody was attracted to Gaza. That's why what happened in Gaza captured the hearts of the world, because Gaza is the only free city on earth. They're not abiding by any superpower or any laws. The only laws they are following are the laws of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's why their freedom captured the whole world. They're blown away. They are free from being enslaved to a lobby or to human laws or to their own desires. Their freedom is anchored on something very high, which is the obedience of Allah Azza wa Jal. My brothers and sisters, we always hear free Palestine. There's nothing wrong with that term. May Allah free Palestine. But فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. If you don't have something, you cannot give it. Free yourself first from all these desires and all these things that we just discussed in order to be able to give that freedom. Allah has purchased from the true believer, from the free believers, their souls and their wealth, their buildings, their businesses, their hospitals. In return, He promised them Jannah. This has been a promise from Allah in the Torah, in the Injil, and in the Qur'an. And who is more honest and truthful of keeping His promise than Allah Azza wa Jal? فَاسْتَبْشِرُوا. Glad tidings to you. Glad tidings to you because you signed that contract, because you were free from following others and you were only following the Rabb. That is the ultimate success.